Coming to you live from the palatial studios of PBJ Productions. Welcome to Patrick and BJ Talk Real Estate, where we talk about life, the universe, and everything as it relates to real estate. Hey everybody, it's BJ.
And Patrick.
And we're back talking all things real estate. And today, we took the show on the road and we're here in one of my business listings, which is a craft brewery in Duncan. And so, we thought it would be a great idea to talk about the pros and cons, really, of business ownership.
Oh, yeah, because it's just not for everybody.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've got one for you. I'm going to start off with statistics right away.
Okay.
I was watching somebody else, and they were stating that 80% of people employed in their job are not happy with their employment.
Sure.
So how many times does people, it's brewing in their mind? Brewing?
Get it? Yeah, I got it.
to do it themselves.
Right.
Either if it's their company, they think they can do it better. Oh, we interviewed Corbin for Ugly Duckling Provisions restaurant in Chinatown. And how many years did he spend as a chef?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thinking, you get better at what you're doing. You see it from the inside.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he opened his own restaurant,
sure,
which I can't wait to follow up with him and see how he's doing
yeah.
there.
We are, and we will be going back and doing some interviews with him and follow up, and so we're looking forward to that as well. But I think we come to the question where, like you said, there are people that are not satisfied with what their current employment situation is. But the other side of it is the difference between being an employee and being a business owner is, as an employee, at the end of your day, you have to manage your stress and all those things. I get that. But at the end of your day, in theory, you're going to go home or you're going to go hang out with friends or whatever it is you're going to do. You're going to go and hang out. You're going to chill out. Maybe you're going to watch Netflix or whatever you're going to do. But you're not really thinking about running the business. Whereas as the business owner, you're always thinking of that.
Oh, you know what? Like that's the pro for being an employee.
Right.
When you clock out, you can also clock out you don't have to think about work, possibly. Right. I understand there's job that, you might have to do some work at home,
sure,
something like that.
Sure.
Or think about, how to get to the next thing. But it's not like being the business owner.
Right.
With our experience as being solopreneurs, we're both self-employed, our brains don't shut off. We might have a great idea at 9:00 at night. And then I might be up. I'm one of these people. I'm a night owl. I'll keep going. I won't stop. I got the energy. I'm inspired. I'll write down all the things that I start planning.
Right.
But then I know I have to get up early in the morning to get on with the day of business still. Yeah.
And so, to me, that's one of the biggest things that people have to understand is, if you're going to take on a business, you're doing just that. You're taking on the business, and the buck stops with you. As the business owner, you're going to have a team, you're going to work together and collaborate and all of those things, but ultimately you, the business owner, are the one who takes responsibility for the business.
Right, for its failures.
Right.
And its successes.
Yes. So as from that context, maybe being a business owner isn't for everybody. The other side of that is it's very rewarding then as your business grows and succeeds, because you're the driver. Nobody else is going to drive the bus. You have to do it, right?
Right. In any successful endeavor, with the ups and downs of it,
right,
it's very rewarding when achieving certain levels of success. Whatever the goal might be. Maybe it's just, I don't want to have a boss. And,
sure.
And you make maybe around the same amount of money you did before in your employment, but you're in control of everything.
Yeah.
And maybe that draws some people to that.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Or it's a higher ambition where they see potential in a business, and buying into an existing business, you don't have to start from scratch.
Right.
And you might have that talent to take it from, okay, maybe it's too difficult to start a business.
Right.
But take over from one.
Yeah, and take it to the next level.
And take it to the next level from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's certainly, those are two sides of the same coin. You as the owner are also you're the one who takes all the responsibility, but you're also the one who also gets the satisfaction, and there's typically some kind of monetary benefit of the growth of that business and of the success of that business as well.
Yeah.
So,
And having a brewery, how cool is that? If
yeah,
you're not already cool with all your friends, come on. All your friends would come to your place. Of course, you got to pay the bills. You can't be like just giving away product,
right.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyways.
So, and the other part of it too is, as the business owner, like you said, Patrick, you might be coming up with ideas at 9 o'clock at night. As the business owner, if somebody doesn't show for a shift, if you have staff, guess who's ultimately stepping in?
You're everything.
Right. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if something goes sideways, you're going to do what you can personally and bringing in bodies, but it might mean that you're going to come to, if you're here at the brewery, maybe you're going to come and
Serve the drinks.
run the bar or something like that. But that's one of the things that for some people they think, oh, it'd be wonderful to be a business owner because you just tell people what to do. Well, that's not really the case.
That's one aspect of it. If you have really good human resource skills,
Yeah.
then obviously if you're a great leader or have the potential to be a great leader, a lot of employees are looking for that too.
Sure.
Where, what did I just say at the beginning? 80% of people are not happy with their employment situation.
Yeah.
It probably has a lot to do with like company culture, leadership, that kind of thing.
Sure. But I think the thing, we have I don't know, I think we have a skewed understanding of leadership. Leadership isn't just give orders.
Yes.
The perfect model for leadership really is, it's servant leadership, where it's, I'm going to show you by example and take you with me where we're going. I'm not going to tell you what to do to get there. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this, and we're going to do this together. And then I'm going to give you the responsibility of whatever it is, the area and whatnot. But I can't do that without being also myself emotionally invested in the process.
And trusting the person that you've delegated, whatever that task is.
Yeah.
Like there has to be that trust.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get carried away, right? So it's like that boss that micromanages and does things for you instead of just letting you do it.
Right.
And then, okay, maybe it's not perfect, but come back and improve on what you've done.
Yeah.
But show you, guide you, lead you.
Yeah.
Right?
So those are also, those are some pretty important components of owning a business and running a business. And I think there's other parts of it that are, relatively speaking, easy to figure out in terms of what needs to be done. So if we're talking about the brewery, there's a process here of how to make beer. You can figure that part out, right? But you still have to, come back to who's the driver, who's the one with the passion, who's the one who's taken it somewhere. If you have all of those things, there's another part of it. For example, how do you do the accounting? Well, this is where you hire a bookkeeper.
You hire the professionals.
Or an accountant.
And you fill the gaps that way, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Where you don't maybe have that area of knowledge. So that's the other part that comes with owning a business is there's going to be some outlay on your part, some cost.
That's the unusual thing. When I started as a solopreneur, I have to pay out before I get paid.
Right.
And not knowing when I'll get paid.
Right.
So you have to trust the process.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know that's really kind of a short and sweet part of it, but I think it hits right at the heart of being a business owner. Here's the other part of being a business owner is it's a way for you to give back to the community, a way for you to be involved with your community and make a difference and you can do that as an individual also, but maybe as a business owner, it's sponsoring the local sports teams. Maybe it's sponsoring different, community outreach initiatives with food and clothing and things like that.
That's awesome that you brought that up because it's, was it last week? We're just coming out of Volunteer Awareness Week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's a big portion of small businesses that employ millions of people across BC, for example. Those are so many. Yeah, they're the ones that support local charities.
Yeah.
And if it's the ball team, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
Of course, that's a lot of the times they have their kids in that team, in that sports league or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
They have typically you'll find that they have a personal involvement, attachment to whatever they're supporting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
that's an amazing thing about
yeah, that's
being
I think that's
a
one of
business
the
owner.
that's one of the big positives for me, I think, of being a business owner is that you get to how you get to contribute, and
Yeah.
it's a different scale that you get to contribute in maybe than as an individual. Like we said, sports teams or whatever initiatives that you get to be part of. So that's that's certainly part of it also.
I think it's a noble. I think it's noble in this sense that if you're a business owner, if you employ even one other person, you're supporting that person. If
Right.
it's you're helping them with their rent, whatever
Yeah.
they might,
Yeah.
their family, their hobbies, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
The more people you employ, the more people that rely on you to be successful.
Sure.
And all of those families, all the extended people that you support through your business,
Yeah.
I think it's not acknowledged enough.
Sure.
You know, if you
Yeah,
have 100
yeah.
employees, you're
That's-
supporting maybe
yeah, that's a very good-
200 people plus
Yeah.
kids, or 150, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a very noble cause.
That's a very good perspective. I hadn't thought of that, but yes, for sure, 100%. So, so I mean, only you can answer if owning a business is right for you. But if going back to where we are today, if you think that this might be something that would be something you'd be interested in, again, certainly feel free to reach out to us, and I'm happy to help you with whether it's looking at this or talking about, what's involved in owning a business, what's involved in purchasing a business, and even if you're saying, well, I don't know if that's for me, but I may want to own a business someday. Start thinking it through. We didn't just wake up one day and say we're going to be realtors and have our own businesses. We started kind of figuring it out and working through the process. So,
I talked to other realtors.
yeah,
What's the business like?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew at the time was the president of the real estate board. It was pretty happenstance that I knew who he was.
Yeah.
So he became my mentor right off the bat.
Sure.
It was an excellent way to start.
Yeah.
So yeah, reach out to somebody who has experience in whatever you might be doing.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Even if we might be in a competing business, they still might impart wisdom, and they might
Sure.
not be afraid
Yeah.
of a little competition that drives. You talked about it before.
I was gonna
you
say,
know, with you. Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Well, we talked about the highest form of success is where we collaborate.
Yeah.
It's collaboration, not competition.
So don't be afraid of a little competition.
You know what? Be free. I look at it this way: be free to give out what you know. Right? None of us want to be like the Dead Sea, a big stagnant body of water, where we just take in and take in and take in.
Yeah.
Right? Who wants to do that?
Well, then you're in a solo position. You rely everything on yourself in that instance.
Right.
And there's no one out there to give you a helping hand when you need it, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Right. It's probably very difficult to help somebody who's always against everybody in that
Right.
industry. Right.
Right.
So it doesn't make for any positive collaboration in
Yeah.
the future. Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another big part of it too, is start getting information, start figuring out kind of who knows what or who does what you want to do, and ask them some questions. I did the same thing. I asked people questions about the real estate world and being a realtor, and made my decision accordingly. For me, it was 10 years ago now. I know for Patrick, is that like 20 years ago now?
That's 20 years.
20 years ago
Yeah.
now. So, that was a while ago for both of us, but we went through that process and made those decisions. So I would encourage you, if you're thinking about it, do the same thing, get some information, and, it's like Patrick said, it's a noble thing to own a business where you contribute to people's lives and contribute to your community and contribute to those around you. And not to say you can't contribute as an employee, but it's just different when you're a business. So
Maybe some of the research could be watching some of our tour videos of commercial listings. BJ lists commercial properties, commercial businesses. So the BJ takes us on a tour on different listings like this one. So there's going to be a link of the video of the brewery tour here in the description below and in the comments. Make it super easy for you guys to find, and then get some surface information to start off with.
yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us. We had a great time today. Like I said, we were on the road, obviously, so we had a great time shooting up here, setting up here, and everything. And we'll see you guys next time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next video.
See you.